What's up, Donald Fish Vibes people? Donald Fish Vibes here. People, Fish Vibers. What are you guys doing this Sunday? As you know, this is the return of the GoPro. Well, actually, I just decided not to wait on GoPro. Still have the damaged one to send to them. For those of you who would have seen one of my last videos, well, not last video, but recently past video, my GoPro got damaged. I say it took in water. GoPro told me I didn't close the door properly. Well, they suspect that may be the problem, but they did offer to change the GoPro. I just didn't get by to do that yet. I actually got a US address, so I'll treat with that later in the month of sometime in early May. But I went ahead and bought another GoPro. So there's never a problem having more than one GoPro. Yeah. So today I want to talk to you guys about the concept of the fish business. And this really comes about because yesterday I went to my regular fish farm, which I do on the weekends as part of my relaxation. And I met some customers there, actually a number of customers, about 2 or 3 different people that have come in. People asking about ponds. They purchasing a lot of what in Trinidad here, a lot of expensive equipment. And the sense is it's really their first time attempting, well, at least ponds. And in talking to one of them, I realized they definitely seem to be first time they actually even getting involved in the fish business. So today I wanted to just talk a little about the fish business. Listen, for all of us who mind fish, we know there's a lot of errors to happen. And when people get into the fish business and they go big quick, they have to be prepared to know that big quick, and especially the attraction of having big fish quick, which is buying big fish at exorbitant prices, a combination of setting it up in a new habitat, not knowing the cycle, the whole nitrogen cycle, and getting healthy water for your fish, and a function of not even understanding how to build a pond, or not getting professionals to build that pond. Those experiences will be costly, and you have to prepare for that. When you get into the fish business and you decide to go big, it's like this. So your son or daughter is out of school and got their driver's license, and you have a decision to make. Do you purchase a brand new Mercedes Benz or luxury vehicle, Audi or BMW for them to hit the road, or do you decide that you're going to give them a starter vehicle, probably a used car or a Nissan or a Toyota? Because what is the expectation? That there are going to be accidents, there's going to be errors, there's going to be problems. So it's the same thing with the fish business. When you get into the fish business, fish death is a reality, people. Fish loss is a reality. The nitrogen cycle, that is a reality. You're going to have a lot of ammonia and bad nitrites to contend with. Too much of it, the water parameters. I mean, the expert fish people will tell you about the pH of the water temperature, the kind of fish, the type of fish. Listen, it's a lot of work. And when you even go into, one of the people I met, they were going into kois. Now, when you look at a koi, So you see some YouTube videos where there's koi's out in dirty water, especially in Japan, and then they're telling you that that kind of dirt bed, mud bed is healthy for fast koi growth and stuff. Again, people, when you look at a natural pond, which those are, and there's a lot of filtration happening in that natural pond, right? There's water flow going. Although the bottom of the bed is rich with dirt, there's a lot of healthy bacteria in the bottom of that bed, you know, which helps aid in the growth and fastens the growth of the baby koi's, etc. So even though the water color may look dirty, let me put it like this, it's not the same as digging or creating a build 10 by 10 concrete pond, and then when the water gets dirty you think, well, hey, you see in Japan the water looks dirty, the koi healthy. No, as a matter of fact, in these concrete ponds and with the best of filters, well, unless you have real plenty heavy filtration, which I doubt for most beginners, because the cost of proper filtration, trust me, it's not easy. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So when you have these improperly filtered pond systems, concrete pond systems, etc., right, and you're using that to filter your pond, and then you see the nitrogen spike, the fish will die. Those expensive big koi's that you would have invested in, they will die, and that's a fact. They will die, and they'll die quickly. Just as an idea, this is my first pond here I'm at right now, my goldfish pond. Right. Let me see if I can get some of them here. The water is not too the clearest, but it's good water. I have high pressure filters, so I'm not going to get into all of that now. But with these high pressure filters, that deals with most of my filtration. And the truth is, with these high pressure filters, you get the opportunity to get your water turned over adequately and filtered thoroughly. And I still have to service this pond at least fortnightly. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Yeah, still have to service it fortnightly. Not necessarily the filter in that case, but more so some water change, you know. Drop it by a little 30-40%, get it topped up with fresh water, so that, you know, it makes it easier for the filter, and then you have to service the pump at least once monthly in that case. So this next pond here, this is my 1200 gallon pond. This is cichlids. I mean, cichlids are demanding oxygen. They demand oxygen, they demand very clean water. The minute anything goes wrong in here, you lose fish, you know. And I have lost fish, and again I have high pressure filters here, and this high pressure filter demands change. You have to service that filter. In my case, I'm servicing that filter every fortnight. That's the reality. I'm servicing that filter every fortnight. A fortnight doesn't go. And guess what? If a fortnight passes, on some occasions, depending on the amount of load or waste it had on the last occasion, you're going to have a situation where you're going to have fish loss. One of the things I tell people is, if you're doing one of these ponds, you must have a drain out. Some people don't do a drain, and this drain here really helps with getting out a lot of the sludge, the real grimy parts of the water that accumulates in the bottom with the back pressure. So that helps. But having said that, you have work to do. You have to clean those sponges, you have to clean the pond, clean your bioballs, etc. Right, I have a barrel here where I accumulate water, pipe water, and, you know, I leave it get the chlorine out, and I use that to top up this cichlid pond, because the slightest bit of chlorine that gets into the cichlid pond changes the water quality, and again you lose you lose fish. So a lot of experience, even these filters. Now this is one of my filters for my koi pond. This is a gravity filter, it's not high pressure. And well, I have a high pressure here, but as I said, I'll do another video on that. This filter here runs 2 sets of filters. Right, that's running this pond. And again, I have to service this pond again, guys, in the best of times, once every 3 weeks. I have to service this pond. I have to clean the filters, I have to pull on the filters, I have to do water change. I do anywhere between 20 to 40% water change, even on a weekly basis, you know, to keep the water clean, to keep the water healthy, to keep the fish healthy, to get little stress. And the minute you miss that, it's pain. And that's because my filtration system is not necessarily the big kind of filtration system I've seen more experienced fish keepers use. That's just the reality. There's a lot of work. So, you know, the moral of this whole video today, to be honest, is I recommend to new fish beginners, you know, engage in a small fish system. Love watching your small fish grow big. You will experience losses. Let me give you an example of how losses happen. You could be doing a water change as an example, and you have a basic way. How is that? You throw a hose to top up water. So you took off water and you throw a hose in there, and somebody could distract you. You could get a phone call. A friend could come to say, hey, let's go line, let's go vibes. And that's it. While you're taking 2 drinks, you realize you left the hose in the pond. That's a reality. I have lost fish like that before. I've come back and met fish ready on the verge of death. Thank God I reached back in time to, you know, pull that out. But I'm just saying, if you start easy and you gain the experience, then over time you're going to find different ways to try to mitigate risk. You'll find different ways to understand your fish water. Look, that's another big thing, your fish water quality, and being able to know that your water quality is not good, that your water doesn't have enough oxygen, that the food you're feeding your fish is high protein, and the overfeeding leaves a slick on the water. That slick on the water helps reduce the aeration. It reduces the oxygen. Even though you may have oxygenated water flow, etc., the slick from that too much overfeeding with high protein food also deteriorates your water, which requires some urgent water change. But you have to be able to look at that and see that. Yes, it's a lot of things you learn. So you have two options. It's either you learn by experience, and with that experience, you know, it's going to cost you. You could go, as I suggest, you know, a small system. And when I say small system, I don't mean a 5-gallon tank. I would listen, a 55-gallon tank aquarium is an excellent size. And if you don't want an aquarium, there's a lot of gallon 50. There's a lot of tubs. Look, I have a tub here actually that I'm mining some crayfish in actually. That's a 55-gallon tub that's braced. It's not the best tub. There are some tubs that, you know, could hold 55 gallons worth of water. So there's no harm in getting those. And you could even keep that outdoor and, you know, put a little nice filter in it. You know, let me show you the filter I have in this same one. Compact, easy to service filter. You know, it's letting a lot of aeration. It's a canister. It's a filter with about 2 cylinders and 2 sponges in it and a power head. You know, those are easy to service, that one. And you learn. You get some nice small active fishes. You learn your nitrogen cycle. You research your cycle. God forbid you make your mistakes, you lose some fish, it's not very costly. But there's nothing wrong with going big. Nothing wrong with going big. I'm just saying, just be prepared. Big is money, and big fish is expensive. I was telling one of the persons I met that, you know, my koi that I have now, that anywhere between about 18 inches to 22 inches, and the sharks anywhere between 23 inches to 27 inches, all of them was 1 inch and less. And in 2 to 3 years, that's the size they became. And the journey for that was exciting. And the main control was that when I started in a pond that would have been smaller, I would have been able to, all I wanted, you know, a lot of fish. You know, you get excited with small fish. That's the risk. With small fish, you have to understand the potential of them. You have to have the patience and willpower. You might want to have, you know, a lot of fish. And so you go off and you buy, you know, 50 small kois. But each one of these kois could get anywhere between 2 feet to 3 feet. And if you're really serious about, you know, keeping the koi and all of that, you have to determine whether you'll be able to put it in a bigger environment when that time comes, or whether you're just going to lose fish and have them die out, have them grow sick. They won't grow well, they won't be healthy, you know. So you have to plan and you have to have patience. So, you know, there you go. As I said, you have choices to make. You could get into the hobby new, you can go big new. Just know it's going to be costly. You're going to make mistakes. With all the best research in the world, you'll make mistakes. And or you could grow with your hobby. You could start off doing it from small and growing your fish and seeing how it goes, and learn and grow and get better at the hobby over time. But if you know it's just because of vanity, or you just want to have a pond because your friend have a pond and you're really not interested in taking care of the fish, don't bother with this hobby, because those kind of requirements I mentioned in terms of the activeness of cleaning your systems, etc., that's a real thing. That's a real thing. It's a lot of work. Sometimes I spend anywhere between 1 hour to 3 hours